change my glasses real quick. Yeah, I'm visiting the city of Lubbock this weekend. Not so much to see the city, I've seen it before. And this is where the mother-in-law is at. We're getting a little pre-Christmas visit. First, I was told we might go hog hunting, and then someone decided he didn't want to clean or look for the ones small enough to be really good to eat. And so then we're not even going to the ranch. So, okay, we're hanging around. And I'll hang out, whatever. And then I was thinking, scratching PPA, he does the scratch offs. So I got some holiday scratch offs. I got one of the big ones. I got some of the smaller ones. And every game is different, so it's exercise for the brain. You gotta process it. Yeah, this is my bah humbug hat. And I got my Nakatomi Plaza Christmas party survivor shirt on. Might as well, right? But let's see. I figured I would talk a little bit about what the games are on a scratch off. I'll put the phone down here closer. Now this is a word blast. You get a block where you scratch off. You uncover one letter at a time, and you want these letters to match into these words. I'm trying to figure out how best to put the camera on that and not lose any light. And then there's a bonus. I don't know if it's just a bonus game or bonus couple letters. But let's go one topic at a time. My 18 letters. Now, even if you have to spend extra time thinking, scratch offs are kind of good because they're not hurrying you, you know? Don't have a Y anywhere. Let's see, what's this one? C. Odds are good. There we go. Now, I looked at Scratch and Pete PA's channel, and he just kind of goes really fast. Those of us who've gotten our heads impaired in whatever way, for whatever reason, might not want to just go fast. Some of us need to actually process what we're looking at. Get back down here to Alaska, because that's 3 A's right there. And no A's in gloves, tidings, or Sub-Zero. I've done scratch offs before, so they're not 100% new to me. I haven't been interested in them in a long time, which it's gambling, so it's not like I need to be interested. But at the same time, it's game, you know? And games, with or without prizes, can hold your interest long enough that you XX. So, I don't see any X's. Games can hold your interest and make it easier to keep doing something that would otherwise get boring and lose your interest. So, you know what? If Aunt Margaret is sitting in the hospital after a or sitting in therapy after an event like the one I had. If you want to bring her a scratch off and see if it will hold her interest or if she's interested at all. She might not be. She may have lost the interest the way some people have an event and they lose language. A friend of mine was in that shape, and that's tough. So he had to start from all the way back, even with a toddler. He just okay. Have to start learning sounds, words, meanings, and all that, and that's scary. But P and R. I did not see P, but I got an R. Now, one of the reasons scratch offs will hold interest is because you are changing from one theme to another. You'll get different games and different things you have to keep track of. And normally, I would like to see people having more attention span and such. But if I do this for a little while, I can pay attention to some rules. This is L. I don't just have to take one L. I can take both of these L's and the one down here and the one over here. And generally, because there's a chance of a win, people will find that they pay attention more because they feel like this might get somewhere. And if it doesn't, not a big deal because I spent $3 on this. If I win, that's fine. I'm happy. I might get another one. I've been known to do that, scratch off something, and then just take it to the counter and get another one. And I haven't been that interested in a long time. So it was time to give it a try. Kind of like reading. I didn't want, it's not that I forgot how, I did not want to read for almost a year. I got some kitty books. I reread Benjamin Bunny, it doesn't hurt. It gives you something to do. There's some bright pictures. Oh, I've got a Z. This last word is going to be the one with the biggest potential prize because as you go down, that's usually what happens, especially with the word-related games. Now, I don't find myself having any excitement, so I don't know that I will ever get back much into the scratch-off habit. But it's nice enough. I got some more letters to go. Let's see if I get anything on this. I would not be surprised to get the second line here because it's a short word, let's see, I'm still doing the H. Nope, I'm not still doing the H. There's no more H's to get. But I was giving an example. I just drew a name out of the air. I don't think I have an Aunt Margaret. Someone probably does. And we have the letter U. I know I have one down at the bottom. But if you get a few that's all the same line of cards, whether they come in different colors or not, you can get one for like everyone that'll be sitting around. Everybody will try different ones and see if they get closer to a win or they don't get a win or they do get a win. And it's more like you're competing with each other, but it's still a luck of the draw thing. E. I don't know if that's gonna complete any words for me, but it's a very common letter. Anybody who's ever watched Wheel of Fortune will understand that. So I did not get S, which would have completed Alaska. Now, glove is a word, but without the S, I don't get that score. Zero is a word, but I don't have sub-zero. I have zero. Now I'll get this bonus scratched off, and I think it's a match the emblems. That's $10 and 100. Nope, no win on that one. Now I got something different. It's a reindeer themed one, and it's a $10 ticket. See if I can find anything special about it. If I get a sleigh bell, then I get the prize for that symbol right away. So it'll list a prize underneath the symbol. If I get a 2x, I get a double prize. If I get a 5x, it'll be 5 times the prize. And there's even a 10x. So let's see if we get any. It doesn't feel. It is very sparkly. It's pretty to look at. It's one of those with the highlights. It's prismatic, I guess. Is the right word to look at. That's not a sleigh bell. I got a gingerbread man. And if you're not on a low carb diet, you might be interested in gingerbread. What's that one? I got a penguin. A turkey. That would have been a nice prize to get a 2x or even a 10x for. A gift. A candle. A sled. I got a 2x. That's going to be $20. That's more than the cost of the card. But there's all these can still win, even though I exposed a 2x prize. Mitten. Holly. Live streaming scratch offs. People will tune in just to watch folks make a list. I figure they might like a scratch off. And Scratch It PA does scratch offs. And he has an interesting channel. What's that? Skis, I think. Yep. I'm trying to find a jingle, but I've already won $20 on this one. Yeah, Loki came in the room. Oh, there's. I was just making a joke about lists. There's lists. Although, if I was going to get a 10x, that would have been the one to get with a $5,000 offering. It would have been nice. I don't have to have it. The log. The house. A polar bear. I like bears. I've never eaten bear, but I'm aware that people do. What's that? A train? A drum? A igloo for the penguin, I guess. Well, you never find an igloo near penguins, and you'll never find penguins near an igloo. Boot? No, what is it? What does it actually say there? I guess it's just an abbreviated word, snowman. And nutcracker. Well, that's fun. That one did not win. Take a quick look at my screen. There we go, yeah. Elk. Possibly my favorite food. Let's see if I can find those letters. I got an F. E. E goes a long ways. Now, of course, do not encourage scratch offs and such in anyone who has addictive behavior. In fact, on Texas lottery stuff, there's usually a phone number for help if you have a gambling problem, you need some help. And I think that's sensible. Although typically the person who has a gambling problem is not going to make that call. What you need to do is watch out for problems in people you care about and call and get an idea about what can I do to start their life going in the right direction. Letter U, I'm not seeing on any of these words. Here we go, an L. That puts me most of the way to an elk. I wish it was most of the way to a real elk. Although I would have to go buy a freezer before I could even take one as a gift. But yeah, after I watched Scratch and Pete PA do some scratch offs, I was like, I should get some sparkly, pretty ones and do some and see if anybody likes them. Although I've got to turn my camera up in a bit and see if anyone is chatting at me. I That gives me most of the word fire. A. Most of the time, you'll have at least one letter off of each possibility in these games. There's a crossword themed one that I used to get semi regularly. Like I said, I'm not particularly into gambling. I'm the only one I know who's ever gone to Las Vegas and lost less than $12. And I wouldn't have lost, but had somebody to share with. And that's a loss. If they come and they get coins or tokens from you and they don't win, you lose. Each. So, okay. I'm very near the end of this one. And I really hope you don't hear the TV in the other end of the house. I'm not a big TV person myself. I never have been. That has not changed just because I had my event. Although I do find I occasionally like watching Asian TV shows, Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese. I have not noticed anything much in Thai or Laotian. I don't know if I would know the difference. Oh, this time I did get the yes, but sadly it does not apply to the other card. Hey, I got that word. Let's see what the prize is. It's a $10 on a $3 card, so I'm up 7. Oh, I'm up 13 because this was a $10 card, not 120. G. Not enough to do the job. Now, if you've had anything slow down your word processing power, stop at a moment like this and make sure you don't have the K, P, W, R. You don't want to throw something away just because you figured it wrong. Let's see that. If I match this, I did not match this, so yeah, I got the blast. I'll clean it up so that'll be. I usually clean this stuff off because If anything's wrong with the scanning they do on the back, they turn it over and they scan this stuff. If there's a crease or a smear, they'll turn it over and they'll look at this. Those two I will keep. One is just straight for garbage. And if I don't spend too much time talking about the card, I'll have my camera turned up again sooner. And if you hear three voices that are not the TV, it's three people who are rapidly going deaf, shouting at each other. I occasionally have to get out of the noise. TVs are the worst of the noise, and like I said, never really liked them. And then sometimes the shouting just gives me a headache. Excuse me. Still have more letters left than it would take to finish these words, if they are the letters I need for the words. Okay, no Y, no B, no L. Clean that up a little bit. No K, no B. Yeah, they're in there flipping back and forth between YouTube channels. 20 and 50, that is not match, so that's not a win. And don't get that on that one. So, 4 cards, 2 win, 2 don't. My quarter back in my pocket. Hi, Candy. Yeah, I got a little bit of a win. The $10 ticket got me 20. And one of the $3 tickets got me, what was it? 10. There we go. So the hog hunt turned into a bust because the tall, not really that tall, the loud, deaf person has been arguing loudly with his equally deaf brother and their mom. And they're all going deaf. Okay, I have better clarity with these. Get those back on. But I have better reading the details with these. my Nakatomi Plaza Christmas party shirt is here. But I'm probably not going to. I am going to be making a rib roast tomorrow for Sunday dinner for us. Well, Loki and I and his brother, his mom. My niece is supposed to come, and she may or may not be bringing someone with her. She's got her special alternative person. And then the grandson is actually the older grandson is probably in the Lubbock area. I think there's a model train event going on somewhere here. It's not my kind of event, so he doesn't have to worry about people randomly just showing up. Yeah, I didn't do the. There we go. And the little scan bar numbers over here on this long one in case they need to scan that. Quarter away again. But since I'm cooking tomorrow, I figured I probably won't do a 2-hour Sunday live in someone else's kitchen. Now, I wish download would have worked. Look, he got a photo earlier. Oh gosh. Trying to close extra stuff on screen. I cannot tell if some of these names are people I've seen before. Tahani, if I have that right. Castrezana. I don't know. It's okay. Now, if anyone happens to be in Taiwan, if you know Aaron, my nephew Aaron, tell him happy birthday for me. Um, I mentioned earlier some people, if they have a gambling problem, scratch offs are not a good idea. I don't condone giving them to children. Addictive personalities. If somebody just they have to be betting or playing a game all the time, again, bad idea. But if Aunt Margaret's in rehab following a stroke or even just a heart attack and she's bored to tears, bring her some scratch offs and talk about the elements of each game. This one essentially spelling, but you've got a limited pool of letters you can use to make your spelling words. Oh. And I got one word. And there's going to be cards that have two or more. And then the other one is just a matter of you're trying to get certain symbols. And the prismatic print job is very pretty. Prize amounts, prizes over this much must be claimed at a claim center. I happen to be in Lubbock this weekend, this claim center, but I haven't won that amount. You must be 18 or older to purchase Texas Lottery products. And a business must exist for some reason other than selling you Texas Lottery tickets to sell Texas Lottery tickets. The grocery store can have a dispensing machine where you go put in a few dollars or run your you can put in 20 whatever. They don't give change. If you put in 20, you're committing to spend $20 on lottery. But yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed when I watched a video on Scratch and Pete PA's channel. And I went, hey, I haven't done that in forever. So I got some. Now there's been a layer of dust filled wind. I mean, you look out, there's the horizon, and there's like that much all across the edge of the horizon. It's just this nice enough. Yeah. And we saw tumbleweeds blowing, but we didn't see any tumbleweed sculptures. Usually, people who have time and through come stay together. If you have tumbleweeds and a sheltered spot to put it, a single T-post might be all you need to keep them stood up. Or if you're weaving lights in and out, try not to scratch yourself up. but a string of lights might weigh them down enough just to keep them together. Now in Andrews, I never really got well, big tumbleweeds would happen outside of town, but I lived close enough to Middletown that we never really had big ones near us. Now, did anybody see um Charger Mopar and Carnivore Muscle Channels live today? I had it on. I turned it on early. I was just listening for a long time. And then Loki got up, was getting dressed, turned the light on. So at that point, I started interacting in chat more. You can catch a lot if you're willing to listen to channels while you're still kind of sleepy and waking up. A lot of people just love going early in the morning. I don't. And that wasn't even over yet when mother-in-law was saying, "Hey, go into this store. It's awesome. They get these specials and coupons." She likes her store. Everyone should like their store. But there was a sale price on rib roast. I'm like, well, yeah, it looks good. I let them know at the house. Take a picture of the sign that says sale price. Price per pound, sale price. And I'm like, yeah, discuss it with your brother. Maybe we'll do it for Sunday dinner. And wound up bringing one. If we have any reason to not cook it, then I'll buy a small ice chest and bring it home. And dang, I can hear that TV all the way in here. I don't think they realize how painful it is to be listening to high volume sound when you're not deaf. Now, Loki will be using his hearing aids. The other two should be using hearing aids. And then maybe turn the volume down. Have you got a good charger on your tablet? Yep. I got some winners. I won $20 on the $10 card, and I won $10 on the $3 card. So I'm up $17. I don't know if other places do what Texas does and has the call this number if gambling addiction is a problem kind of thing on the back. Texas does it. Yay.
You call it?
Huh?
Did you call it?
No. This is the first scratch outside I got in how long? What, 4 years? Maybe not 4 years, but close enough. I am almost up to an hour. I could take the dogs in the backyard. The dogs here are big enough to play with. They won't get broken if I trip over them. I have to be kind of careful with Dyson. Right now, he's probably going on his leash and going in the yard a lot because he doesn't complain about the leash so much when I'm not there. More stuff. So, does anyone have anything special they like to do with a rib roast? Because that's what I'm doing tomorrow night. Actually, I'll probably aim to be done cooking at about 5:30. But it'll take a while because it's a big piece, which means I'll need to set it out to start coming up to room temperature after we eat breakfast. And I'll have to put it away in the refrigerator if for any reason we do something because the dogs would steal it. And for the Great Dane, that is not going to be a stretch. That's going to be just a convenience level item. Oh, it's on the counter. Who cares? I'm kind of surprised the dogs haven't come in here. Now, the chocolate lab is not as huge, but is horribly unhealthy. The Great Dane has scars where I'm not sure if something ran into her or if she tangled with something. Some pretty deep scar tissue on the body. She's in great shape, though. Sweet, sweet dog. I'm kind of watching because Spooky is small, rotund, diabetic, eats all the wrong stuff, but I'm not the one in charge of what Spooky eats. Just like I'm not the one in charge of what the sister in law with the declining brain eats. I would hope. We talk openly, Loki and I do, about what we eat. And why this, not that. If it don't sink in, it's doing good. But I'm not responsible for her or the dog. And that's sad, because hard to tell anything somebody already knows everything, right? I'm like, I'm hearing too much from the other room. I hope it's not coming through. With the wind blowing so much, the house feels cold. Probably feels colder than it is. And it's still December. It's almost 2 in the afternoon. I've been live for almost an hour. Let me take a look on my screen a little closer. Hi, Terry. Yeah, I was just doing some scratch offs because Scratch and Pete PA's channel largely about scratch offs. I did get a couple small wins. And I was talking about how, as far as gameplay, is not real complicated, and it is something that engages the mind a little bit. Now, some people, if they have more problems in the hands than I do, they might have a little trouble holding the coin and scratching the area, or scratching just as far. And these words are really close together, so that could be a problem too, I think, for some. But on the $10 card, I got a $20 win, and on the $3 card, I got a $10 win. So if you count 17, oh, yeah, $13 I didn't need to spend. And 6 more that didn't. 3, 9, and 10. $19 I didn't need to spend. 17 I'm getting back. It's oh, the camera's flipped. Yeah, if you have a gambling problem. StopGambling.com. It used to put 800 number, but StopGambling.com will do, right? Well, it's probably time for me to get off the live anyway. I've been off for an hour. Texas supports schools and veterans with the income from the it's offensively loud there. I really hope that's not coming through. Although I could see how it might contribute to freezing up. But from hunting to just to doing that, we're hanging in town to, oh my god, noise levels. Yeah, it comes to 12 step at the bar. It's kinda like Internet Addicts Anonymous. We used to meet on IRC from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. every night. At least we all have a clear idea where India is. I am in Texas currently, the United States. My father was an active duty military man, so I lived. Do you travel? Do you visit the coastline or any of the islands when you're taking vacations and holidays off from work? Am I spooky? What do? I try to walk in a straight line. I uh I had a stroke a while back, and sometimes I do a live stream or just a video about things that help and things that are good for um getting your brain to work with what you have left in the way of ability to do things. Some people just completely paralyze one side of their body when they have a stroke. Other people don't realize that many make sure you have the things you want to eat and the ability to cook them if the power and the gas are off. Although, from what I understand in California, that can be iffy because if the gas lines have a break, you could wind up with too much gas in general in the area. And I would hope that the pressure would be down and all pilot lights go out before the buildup of what's in the air is enough to cause a problem. But I've heard that fires are a problem when that happens. Rain, not so much. It gets the ground wet, but the gas lines should be okay, right? Yeah, I have went over an hour, so that's my social time. I should go in there now and be social with the very loud deaf people and the blind dog. Or I might wind up in the backyard playing with the dogs. Although maybe not the blind dog. I don't know how well he plays. I know blind kids have balls that beep. I wonder if anybody's making toys for blind dogs that beep or tick or something for them. Oh, nah. Yeah, there went my power briefly. But the little foal that is brother-in-law's out of one of the retired mares, and I guess this was a complete surprise. But the donkey has gotten old and passed away, and the retired mares. There's three of them. I don't imagine. Seriously, if you're um past your toy videos or animal cylindrical brush, and so, so oh, to try to walk in a straight line. That's my thing. Anyone who has had a stroke understands. And if you have found it and you accomplish the task given in the game, these places that are a thing, they don't have to be. They can just be, oh, here's this historical. There's a history placard here. Like here's this blah 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 historical building used to be here, and this placard now commemorates locations are great. The game is pretty much worldwide. 20 issue once. One, it's not torrential biblical rain. Don't wash out to sea, Terrier. I can tell you that much right now. Do enough problem trying to find that Charlie Brown kid when he gets washed out to sea. But yeah, it is time for me to get off. what makes the inflammation in your body go away? In whatever way this is, because I think that sounds more appealing than listening to a TV that's on 3 times louder than I need it to be, or arguing with people who already know everything. Of course they. Take care of each other and have a Merry Christmas. Or happy whatever your winter. Be them. Pray for others. It's so easy. Anything, pray. I can't think of anything else I need to say. But y'all have a safe weekend, and if you're traveling anywhere for this holiday, safely and mindfully. All right, take care. Bye bye.